Hello, I'm Bex with Black Whisper Crafts, and let's see what we're going to do today in the Junk Journal January, which is hosted by Meg at Meg Journals and in collaboration with Get Messy Art. This is January 14th or the 4th prompt, whichever you're working on, and it is pattern. The first thing that comes to my mind when I think of pattern, because I sew, is a sewing pattern. So I already started because I was so excited. I really like what I found to use. So I have my base done, and I actually used a large 12 by 12 piece of paper. And let me see if we can get this whole thing there. It is actually, oops, let's not lose that. It was a whole pattern. Is that not awesome? The whole 12 by 12 was an actual pattern. And there's the measuring tape. There's the pattern. That's what I think of. The second thing I think of is Fibonacci sequence. If you don't know what the Fibonacci sequence is, then you can Google it. I won't bore you with all the details if you're not math inclined or you don't like math or something, but it's very interesting. And it was actually on the printable that Get Messy Art put out. There's the Fibonacci sequence, 2 of them. Of course, there's some in phases around it, but I was like, if it's not the Fibonacci sequence, then it sure does make a good representation of it. And I would rather use something than to use another piece of paper to print something out. So this is going to be my representation of the Fibonacci sequence, which is a mathematical pattern, which you can see it. There's so many patterns everywhere, in nature, in math, in everyday life. So what I did is I had some really pretty fabrics, these pinks. And this is actually pink. It kind of looks red on there on top of the brown because they're really thin. But I took some of them and I just cut them in squares to make my repeating pattern, because if in 2 or more of something can be a pattern. So that's what I did there. Went ahead and glued them on because I had to use the Fabri-Tac, and I didn't want to have to wait and do it on camera. So I made my pattern there. So when you open up, see, you can see the pattern. Is that not so cute? I'm just so proud of myself. And this is from a great big sheet. It goes like this. And I only wanted that rose, but I have all the other squares that repeats this pattern. But I just thought that was pretty, so I put it on there, and I wanted a tab to pull it open with. So I added the gold tab and I just stapled it on there. It's just stapled, and because that needed to be Fabri-Tac down. And I love houndstooth pattern, I love the Harlequin pattern, and I love paisley pattern, and this is a paisley. So sorry, I lost my train of thought. I wanted to put a paisley pattern on here. I couldn't find anything with a houndstooth that I already had, but there we go. And then I'm going to just glue the Fibonacci on there. I think that'll look great. And you can still see the print of that paisley. I think this is the only thing that I need to use the Fabri-Tac on. Whoops. I hope everyone's having a wonderful, wonderful day. We have beautiful light flaky snow coming down. It's just beautiful. There we go. Yeah, so go look up the Fibonacci sequence if you don't know what it is. So fun. Love math. There we go. That is down. And next I have some of my other favorite patterns. They look like little wallpaper patterns. I got them out of this paper pack called Harper's Boutique. All of them, most of them are patterns, but they're black and white. Just love it. We use that paper pad over and over and over. But I cut them out in sequences of patterns of 3. So one that looks like wallpaper to me, and then this one looks like wallpaper to me, and then we have the chevron pattern. So I thought it'd be nice just to put some of those up there up top. Just use this art glitter glue because it will stick on that just fine. So let's just put some of these on here real quick. And if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to hang out with me. Let's go with, I don't really want to cover that up. Let's see. Let's just start over here. Go on top of that. There, that's pretty. We'll just go backwards. And everyone who has been subscribed to me from the very beginning, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming back and hanging around, hanging out. I appreciate you too. And if you are an introvert like I am, then welcome. If you're an extrovert, then I respect you. That is just, I can't imagine just being an extrovert. But I love me, so wouldn't have me any other way but being an introvert. Just gonna fold this kind of, very loosely saying that. I don't cut very straight and I don't fold very straight, which is the reason I have stuff to help me with these things. But today I wanted to just do it on my own, so I did. Let's see. Not quite perfect, but I'm just not too concerned at all. I just think it looks cute. There. What's our next one? It is the first wallpaper looking one. But I went ahead and cut these down a little bit. And this big 12 by 12, I have had it forever, and I was so glad to find a project to use it on. These are so pretty. And I was really excited too to use one of the printables that I printed off. That's only the second printables I've ever printed off. I didn't want to print them off and not actually use them. I didn't like that thought, but I'm so glad to find something to use them on. And just amazing that it had the Fibonacci sequence. That is just so awesome. Thank you, Claudette, for that, and anyone else who helped you on the printable. Get Messy Art, that is compliments of Get Messy Art. Something they provided with this Junk Journal January, which is very nice. Okay, let's see, how many more do we need? I don't want to totally cover up my tape, but let's see. Wallpaper, wallpaper, chevron, wallpaper, wallpaper, chevron. Okay, I'm going to stop there because I want that tape to show. I think that is awesome. Then when I will have some more of these little things to put on something else. So I do want to put the date. I'm going to use my espresso, ground espresso. Make sure it's going the correct way. 14 or the 14th prompt, doesn't matter, wherever you're at on the challenge is perfectly fine. So I need to write, I think I'll put pattern here. P-A-T-T-E-R-N, pattern. This is number 14. And that's all I have today for Junk Journal January. Pattern, prompt 14 or day 14, whichever one you're doing. Thank you so much. And I'm Bex with Black Whisper Crafts. Have a wonderful day.